Welcome to Cortana Mall. Because clearly it wasn't bad enough that there was one dead mall around here. There's another one, and who knows how many more. Cortana Mall was opened in 1976 on the site of an old plantation called the Cortana Plantation. Unlike North Shore Square, which comprised just over 600,000 square feet with 4 anchors, Cortana had 6 anchors, first across 1.2 million and now 1.4 million square feet. Side note, it's not had 6 anchors its entire life, just that it has enough space to support 6 now. By the time the whole mall opened on August 4th, it had 4 different anchor stores: JCPenney, Dillard's, Sears, and Good Shows. There was also a small movie theater that opened in the same year, but it only lasted until about 1988. The 2 other anchor spaces were added in 1977 and 1987. And then once the 90s rolled around, things started to change. In 1991, the interior was updated and security was added. And in 1997, the exterior was updated, including new signs and landscaping. It was around this time that the mall's name was switched from Cortana Mall to the Mall at Cortana. Something else happened in 1997 that would change the mall forever. The Mall of Louisiana opened. But enough history for right now. Let's go ahead and get into the mall. Now, the first thing you'll notice when you walk in is that, like North Shore Square, there's no music. It's just buzzing. And it's still depressing here. And unlike North Shore Square, where there were actually live plants all over the place, Cortana seems to be content at leaving empty pots all over the place. Although there are still some trees left, so at least we can breathe. Oh, and one more thing. For the sake of showing as much of the mall as I can, I went to the mall 2 different times to record. Once at the end of May, with my little sister actually, so you'll see her sometimes in the video. The other time was at the end of June, where I went in the morning rather than in the afternoon. By myself. In this part of the mall sits the only open anchor store left, the Dillard's, which operates as a clearance center, much like the North Shore Square Mall. Though at least I can say for sure this one is open. And I swear I'm not going to make this a trend, but aside from the water damage, Cortana Mall, like North Shore, really isn't a bad looking mall. It's just a victim of circumstance. However, what will become a pattern, which I'll detail later, is the fact that their fire corridors are more often than not open or easy to see inside. This one's not that bad, but trust me, it will get bad later. Used to be an acting store, I think. No, you dummy, it was an acting school. Get it right. I've been to Cortana Mall several times since 2017, but these past 2 times have been by far the most depressing. As best I can figure, there's only about 5 stores open at a time in this entire mall, not counting Dillard's. Probably not that many left.
I mean, like, there's like one place.
Silly sister, there's actually 5 stores open. Oh, wait, you can't hear me through this, never mind.
I'm guessing that's not supposed to be.
There's a tree branch in the skylight.
I'm assuming that's not supposed to be that.
Probably not. Astute observation. Nobody wants to be here anymore.
Oh, some candy. That's probably
Stale.
cold.
Hold on. That could possibly be something new. Again, no it isn't. I'm not trying to say that the Mall of Louisiana did all of this. To be fair, there was another little shopping center, the town center at Cedar Lodge, that opened 3 miles away in 2005. What that did is that stores that had locations in both Cortana and Cedar Lodge just got rid of the Cortana location just because it wasn't in the best neighborhood, and for some reason people like open air shopping centers better. I don't know why, but I am not one of those people.
I used to be the JCPenney's.
It smells rank.
The smell honestly wasn't that bad, although I was congested, so I'm probably not the best person to trust on that. Okay, I take back what I said about the trees part. There are way more trees in here than I remember them having.
How many of these have we come across?
Okay, for context, this part of the video was taken from the very end of the trip, but do keep count how many of these candy things you have here. There's more in here than there should have been. And this is the Virginia College. I got nothing else to say, it's just a Virginia college.
Don't even have any hand sanitizer.
And I still can't believe I caused that much noise with the hand sanitizer dispenser. But hey, on the bright side on this vending machine, there was $1 sticking out. And I promptly took it. Huh, indeed.
Yeah, trying to figure out what that is.
Looks like a salad.
Yeah.
And it's still open in the mornings at least.
Oh. Yeah, I doubt that.
Oh, that's creepy. I do not like that.
Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. This fire corridor was open, along with at least 3 more in the building. I'm just sparing you the trouble now because it's not really interesting.
Yeah, it probably was. Oh, yeah. Great American cookies.
I also want to point out I really like this open space here. It's just a shame there's not a lot here.
Yeah. Probably crazy. I don't trust it though.
I know, shocking. We found some people. But that's mostly because they were congregating at the Bath and Body Works.
Oh. I forgot that this was here.
I mean, clearly. Another footnote here. I didn't go in the bathroom the first time I was here, but the second time, here's some pictures. Looks pretty clean. I don't really have anything to say. Moving on. Oh, and the Philly cheesesteak place is open in the mornings, but not in the afternoons. Again, here's a picture. This heart health clinic is also the most recent thing to move into the mall. That's weird.
Like in the building?
Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. This old restaurant, which used to be a rocket stop, just has HDMI cords hanging out. I probably would have tried taking them, but nah. You don't want to know how sticky that thing was. More water damage, yay! Oh yes, look at that black gunk there. It's either mold or rust. That's another pattern. Keep an eye out.
Birds living here.
Yep, that was a bird, alright. Go ahead and rewind if you didn't get a good look. There's no shame.
JC Penney's again.
Do I need to say what this is? And here is probably the most disgusting part of the whole mall. The Macy's entrance. At least I can thank the Lord that they had drained the fountains at this point. Probably would have been even worse. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's a little moldy, but it's nothing too ugly. Well, just wait. This is why. In this part and at least one or two other places, the windows are looking red or black like this. Now, it isn't that bad of an aesthetic, if this were a haunted house. For a public mall, this is unacceptable. Oh yeah, and whereas when we came in, the water looked green, it still looks green. It's a puddle, sure, but it's not great. There's one thing I'll give them all, is that they keep updating the signs when they lose an anchor. That's nice, I guess.
It's wet. It's moist.
There's another exit.
That I didn't bother going towards because there wasn't really any point. This looks about the same as everything else in here.
More stale candy.
I joke about that, but there wouldn't be that much candy there if it wasn't good, right? Oh, but I do remember this store. It used to be a GameStop. I do vaguely remember it, but it used to be there. You can even still see the TV in there. See, more rusted windows. And these are actually worse than the last ones. And that one's even cracked. Great. Come on, you know you're interested in what this looks like. This place is a joke. Come now, you don't need to lie.
Oh, look, signs of life.
I mean, yeah. And to finish off our little tour, let's see what's at the end of this corridor. We've got Army recruitment, Navy recruitment, a community services center, and a post office. I mean, again, during the mornings it's open, but again, weird. And one more thing, I saw these keypads. I assume they're security keypads, but you be the judge. So given all that we've seen today, you're probably asking what's going to happen to the mall. Well, we don't know, honestly. I mean, in 2013, Moonbeam Equities bought the mall for about $6 million, but they haven't really done much with the place, honestly. I mean, they put up ads in the mall saying you can lease spaces in the mall, and they added these little banners that you saw throughout the video. But really, besides that, and supplying power and maintaining the property, that's about it. Even as more and more stores leave, they don't seem to have a plan for the mall. And I think they seem to know that because they tried selling the mall for $4 million, but then they just called off the sale because there wasn't any interest. The way I see it, the mall has two different ways it's going to end. Either it runs out of stores and they have to close, or someone's going to get killed and then they have to shut it down. It could close in a week, it could close in a year. However it happens, when this mall closes, it's not going to go out with a bang. It's going to go out with a whimper. A very, very quiet whimper.